Vegetarianism in religions.
The Baha'i Faith.
What will be the food of the future? Fruit and grains. The time will come when meat will no longer be eaten. Medical science is only in its infancy, yet it has shown that our natural diet is that which grows out of the ground. The people will gradually develop up to the condition of this natural food. Abdu'l-Baha, The Days in the Light of Akka.
Question: what will be the food of the united people? Answer: as humanity progresses, meat will be used less and less, for the teeth of men are not carnivorous. The human teeth, the molars, are formed to grind grain. The front teeth, the incisors, are for fruits, etc. It is therefore quite apparent, according to the implements for eating, that man's food is intended to be grain and not meat. When mankind is more fully developed, the eating of meat will gradually cease. Abdu'l-Baha, The Promulgation of Universal Peace.
The Bhiksu Sangha Buddhist Association.
If we, humankind, have wisdom and can discriminate between the good and bad, we should consider: to be human means to kill not, and to not have the heart to eat the meat, bone and blood of sentient beings. The Book of Truth.
We should learn to eat vegetables and fruits and let our mind free, so we may become God, Buddha. The Book of Truth.
If you know the animals were killed for meat, but we still eat, we are already committing the sin of killing. If because of us the animals are killed, then the sin belongs to us, and the soul of the dead will resent us, not the killer. If we are willing to eat that meat, that shows that we are cruel and ruthless. Therefore, only a ruthless heart can eat meat, or that meat-eaters have a ruthless heart. The Book of Truth.
Bishnoism.
All living beings are creatures of God, and they have the right to live their life. We human beings do not have the right to kill them, to eat, or to use for other selfish purposes. The Principles of Bishnoism.
Jeev vinashe lahe kane. Why do you kill animals for your selfishness? Someone rightly said, Jio ao jinedo means live and let live. Ahimsa pamo dham means non-violence is the best religion. If we cannot give life to someone, then we do not have the right to kill anyone. Some innocent animals are being tortured and killed for fun or game, for example hunting or bullfighting, etc., and others are abused and exploited for circus and work. Some innocent animals are sacrificed to please gods, and others are used as test subjects in laboratories. Many animals are being killed for meat, fur or skin, etc. These innocent animals cannot speak and explain their pain. Humans have become animal to kill and eat animals. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The greatness of a society is shown by the way it treats its animals." The Principles of Bishnoism.
People who are not compassionate towards animals cannot be compassionate towards human beings. It is no surprise that the tendency towards intolerance, violence and crime is increasing day by day due to increased consumption of meat and non-vegetarian food. Due to killing of wild animals, the ecological balance is in danger. The Principles of Bishnoism.
Buddhism.
At that time, Arya Mahamati, Bodhisattva Mahasattva, said to the Buddha, "Bhagavan, I see that in all worlds the wandering in births and deaths, the enlaced animosities, and the falling into evil paths are all caused by meat-eating and cyclical killing. Those behaviours increase greed and anger, and make living beings unable to escape from suffering. That is truly very painful." Arya means sage, Bhagavan means the world-honoured one. Lankavatara Sutra.
If any of my disciples does not honestly consider that and still eats meat, we should know that he is of the Kandilas lineage. He is not my disciple and I am not his teacher. Therefore, Mahamati, if anyone wished to be my relative, he should not eat any meat. Kandila means killer. Lankavatara Sutra.
Monks, a householder follower should not engage in 5 types of business. Which 5? Business in weapons, business in human beings, business in meat, business in intoxicants, and business in poison. Vanija Sutta.
Ananda, if living beings in the 6 worlds of existence cease to kill, they will not be subject to the continual rounds of births and deaths. How then can those who practice great compassion feed on the flesh and blood of living beings? Surangama Sutra.
The Buddha told Mahamati, meat eating has countless offences. All bodhisattvas should cultivate their great mercy and compassion, so they should not eat meat. Bodhisattvas means spiritual practitioners. Lankavatara Sutra.
Ananda, those practices who wish to enter the state of samadhi should first observe strictly the rules of pure living to cut lust from the mind by abstaining from meat and wine. Ananda, if they do not abstain from carnality and killing, they will never escape from the 3 worlds of existence. Samadhi means Holy Communion. Surangama Sutra.
Eating meat destroys the seed of compassion, and a meat eater's every action will terrify all beings due to their bodily scent of meat. Mahaparinirvana Sutra.
Bhagavan, people who eat meat are destroying the great merciful seed of their own. Thus the people who practice the holy way should not eat meat. Bhagavan means world-honored one. Lankavatara Sutra.
If a man can control his body and mind and thereby refrains from eating animal flesh and wearing animal products, I say he will really be liberated. This teaching of mine is that of the Buddha, whereas any other is that of evil demons. Surangama Sutra.
Those who renounce the flavour of meat can taste the flavours of the true dharmas, truthfully practice the bhumi of bodhisattva, and attain Anuttara-Samyak-Sambhodi quickly. Dharma means true teaching, bhumi means stage, bodhisattva means spiritual practitioner, Anuttara-Samyak-Sambhodi means supreme perfect enlightenment. Lankavatara Sutra.
Mahamati, I see that living beings are in the transmigration of the 6 paths. Being together in births and deaths, they give birth to and foster each other's, and cyclically become fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters of each other's. They may also be born in other paths, of animal, ghost, god, and so on. Whether virtuous or evil, they frequently become the relatives of each other's. Because of these relationships, I see that all meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. The 6 paths: God, human, asura, animal, hungry ghost, hell being. Lankavatara Sutra.
I stipulate that you should not even eat meat, blameless in the 3 respects. Even those meats other than the 10 previously forbidden kinds should be abandoned. The meat of corpses should also be abandoned. All creatures can recognize a person who eats meat, and when they catch the odor, they are frightened by the terror of death. Wherever that person roams, the beings in the waters, on dry land or in the sky are frightened. Thinking that they will be killed by that person, they even swoon or die. For these reasons, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas do not eat meat. Even though they may appear to eat meat on account of those to be converted, since they do not actually eat ordinary food, then how much less so meat? Mahaparinirvana Sutra.
Bodhisattvas should discern that all meats are from the filthy bodies, which are combined by pus, blood, dirtiness, red bindu, white bindus of the parents. Thus discerning the dirtiness of meat, Bodhisattvas should not eat meat. Bodhisattvas means spiritual practitioners. Bindus means bright drops. Lankavatara Sutra.
All meats are like the dead bodies of human beings. The cooked meats are as stinky and feculent as the burnt dead bodies. So how could we eat such things? Lankavatara Sutra.
Meat eating can increase desires. Meat eaters are greedy. For the instinct of protecting and cherishing life, there is no difference between human and animal. For every living being, he himself is afraid of death. How could he eat the meat of others? Anyone who wants to eat meat should first discern the pain of cutting his own body, and then discern the pains of all living beings, and then give up meat eating. Lankavatara Sutra.
Kasyapa asked the Buddha, why did the Lord previously allow bhiksus to eat the 3 pure meats, or even 9 pure meats? The Buddha said, it was so instituted following the needs of the occasion, and as gradual steps in the actual segregation from eating meat. Bhiksus means monks. Nirvana Sutra.
Meat eaters have so many countless offences. Thus, vegetarians have masses of countless merits and virtues. A vegetarian is a person who adopts an animal-free diet. Lankavatara Sutra.
If no one eats meat, then no one kills living beings for food. The killings are for the buyers. Thus, the buying is the same as the killing. Therefore, meat eating can obstruct the holy way. Lankavatara Sutra.
Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or eat meat. Because at the difficult time of birth, there are innumerable evil demons, monsters, and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. And it is I who have, earlier, commanded the deities and divinities in charge of the household and the land to protect the mother and child, making them safe and happy and gaining benefits for them. However, some people, seeing that the mother and child are safe and happy, then collectively provide some offerings in thanks to the divinities in charge of the local land, by ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption, and thus they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Ksitigarbha Sutra.
Therefore now, in the presence of Buddha, the world-honored one, and the 8 categories of beings, I advise the sentient beings in Jambudvipa to be careful during the days immediately after someone's death, not killing or destroying or creating evil karma by worshipping or offering sacrifice to demons and deities, or by having recourse to monsters and goblins. And why? Just because such killing and slaughtering committed, or such worship performed, or such sacrifice offered, would not have even an iota of force to benefit the dead, but would entwine even more sinful karma into previous karma, making it even deeper and more serious. In the future or at present, one might be entitled by sacred right to rebirth among devas or human beings, but if his relatives create any evil karma at his deathbed or during the weeks after his death, he will be obliged to defend himself by counteracting such evil causes and thus delay his rebirth to a good state. Karma means retribution. Ksitigarbha Sutra. A disciple of the Buddha must not deliberately eat meat. He should not eat the flesh of any sentient being. The meat eater forfeits the seed of great compassion, severs the seed of the Buddha nature, and causes animal and transcendental beings to avoid him. Those who do so are guilty of countless offences. Brahmajala Sutra.
Now in this Lankavatara Sutra I say at all times all kinds of meat are inedible, unexceptionally. Mahamati, I forbid meat eating not only for one time, I mean that both in present and future meat eating is forbidden. Lankavatara Sutra.
All men tremble at punishment, all men fear death. Likening others to oneself, one should neither slay nor cause to slay. Dhammapada Sutra.
A man is not noble or elect because he injures living creatures. He is called noble because he does not injure living beings. Dhammapada Sutra.
Mahamati. In the future, there will be some ignorant persons saying that many Buddhist precepts allow meat eating. They love the flavors of meats due to their past meat-eating habit. They said those words simply according to their own views, but in fact, Buddhas and sages have never said that meats are foods. Lankavatara Sutra, Cao ҙài.
If you eat meat and want to practice spiritually, your spirit is contaminated with low-level energy and become heavy, thereby cannot rise above the middle realm. The true teaching of Great Vehicle.
Those who eat meat break the 5 constant virtues.
1. Killing animals to satisfy our taste is inhumane.
2. Killing animals causing separation in their family in order to feed our relatives is unrighteous.
3. Making befouled food offerings from animal meat to the deities is disrespectful.
4. Praising the eating of animals as if it is God's gift so as to justify the killing of animals is unwise.
5. Lure and trick the animals into the snare is untruthful.
Worldly people must keep the 5 constant virtues. Breaking these intentionally is to break the moral principles. Eating vegetarian is the best way to nurture our body. Vegetarian means an animal-free diet. Cao ҙài, union of the 3 religions. Question. Please explain how vegetarianism and eating meat influence our body.
Answer. Because animals' meat mostly contains virus, so when one eats the meat, the virus will follow in and destroy our body. Also, meat produces toxic gas, thereby making our body tired and sluggish. Those are the detriment to the material body. As for the mind, meat contains animals' traits, thus making our mind dense, and is especially harmful for the 6 senses, which is our spirit. If you eat vegetarian, you won't be harmed by the virus and exhausted by the toxic gas. Vegetarian